And hello YouTube, GSmaniamsmart here, and in today's video I'm going to be taking a look at the Twilight Arbor dungeon, give you a little guide on the paths that you can do. This is only up and forward because the Aether Blade dungeon is a bit more complicated, so hopefully you enjoy and hopefully learn how to do these two paths. What's up guys, GSmaniamsmart here today with another brand new video for Gaming with GS, and welcome back to another video. Glad to have you. And if you haven't been new to the channel, new to my videos, if you happen to find this dungeon guide on YouTube, I want to welcome you to the channel as well. We have plenty of other dungeon guides on the channel, plenty of other guides in the channel, gold guides, Guild Wars 2 summaries, patch summaries, all kinds of cool stuff. So if you're interested in Guild Wars 2, interested in gaming, go ahead and subscribe. We'd love to have you. All you gotta do is hit that subscribe button or that post notification bell so you can stay up to date with all the most recent videos. So we're back here again. I am in Premiere Pro as we usually do these dungeon guides, and the reason why we haven't done dungeon guides for a long time is because one, I thought people didn't like it, and two, because I thought I was pretty crappy at doing dungeon guides. However, looking at the Caucasus Manor dungeon guide and the Ascalon Catacombs dungeon guide, I see that they're actually doing fairly well and they have a lot of upvotes. So I thought, why not continue the little dungeon guide series? A few of you have requested it as well, so we'll continue doing. Anyway, I will be having timestamps in this video, so if you're looking for up or forward, I will have the timestamps in the video so you can just skip forward to the path that you're looking for. And I also have included timestamps for all the other dungeon guides that we have on the channel so far already for Ascalon Catacombs and Caucasus Manor. So you should be able to find those dungeon guides even more useful and helpful now as well. In case you haven't watched those yet, I will leave a card on the screen right now to that playlist, as well as I'll leave some annotations at the end of the video, probably linking to those dungeon guides as well. So very similarly, we will have our little drawing thing here. I'll draw on the screen so I can give you guys extra pointers. And yeah, so let's go and get started. I'm going to go in full screen mode into this. Just gotta get used to these controls again for my drawing thing. Alright, so let's get started. So at the start of this dungeon, you get a cutscene. You can skip it, obviously. Prior to that, you select whether you want to do the Aether Blade path or the regular paths. But essentially, the real dungeon starts here with these volatile blossoms. Now, you could just run through them, and if you have invulnerability, if you have a lot of healing, if you happen to have stuns, and if you have to have stability and regen, then you'd be just fine. However, ideally, you want to have someone, a guardian like I am right here, or someone who has far-range attacks, killing these volatile blossoms. Now, these volatile blossoms are going to be on the side of the wall here and the side of the wall here, so you could run through the middle. However, there will be some in the middle here as well, so your best bet is to grab a guardian staff, and the guardian staff can pretty much hit this entire range here. So you'll pretty much have you can just follow your guardian and he'll clear everything. That's the ideal thing to have here. So we're just gonna head through here, killing the volatile blossoms. Like I said, if you have someone else who can do this or to help you with it, then that's fine. Now here, these guys here, they will do some damage to you. You can go ahead and kill them if you want. You can bring them to the side and kill them if you want. Otherwise, you can just run through them and it's no big deal. However, these tree things here, whatever you want to call them, these do knock you down. So I suggest having some type of stun break, some type of stability. If you're a guardian, give stability to your team. As you can see, I get basically knocked down there and stunned. However, because of the stability, I'm okay. And as you run through this, just go ahead and keep on using your staff or keep on using anything that hits out in front of you to kill all the volatile blossoms so your team can get through them safely. Now here in this area, once you get here, there's going to be more volatile blossoms. As you can see here, these little things are sticking up on the ground. There are some. They're basically all over this area here. And before you jump into this fight here, you want to have your guardian or whoever's clearing the volatile blossoms just run around this circle here, kill all of the volatile blossoms, and then once you have that done, your team can go in and attack. And that's what you're going to see me doing right here. Do not run into here just thinking you can kill things, because you're going to take a lot of damage. So as you can see here on my guardian, I'm running around the circle and we're just taking all the volatile blossoms out. And in the meantime, there are going to be worms that are spawning. I think you have to kill like 5 worms, and as you can see, my team's already starting to kill one of the worms. After you kill 5 of them, I believe, or have they changed it to 6? I think it's still 5. Once you kill 5 of them, a champion worm will spawn, and every 25% health, another worm will spawn. But as you can see, we're just killing them. Volatile blossoms will respawn, so just watch your surroundings, check your surroundings, make sure that you take care of them when you see them respawn, because they can really mess you up, especially because when the champion worm does pop up, you're actually going to have smaller worms pop up, and if you have to deal with the volatile blossoms also, then that's just a lot of damage coming at you. So as you can see here, my guardian's going around killing all the volatile blossoms that have actually respawned while we were killing them. Once we've killed 5 of these worms, you'll see that we're now killing the champion. Now when the champion gets down to 25% health, a new worm will spawn. Now you can focus all these worms and take care of them, but as you can see, we have a lot of DPS here, and usually groups who have a lot of DPS just focus the champion worm, and you should be okay. Not a very hard dungeon at all. And this is basically what happens at the start of forward and at the start of up. So this applies to both dungeons all around. So you have to do these exact steps for both dungeons. So when we do the next path, we're not going to go ahead and go over this entire section again. Now we are going to do forward first. So the forward path starts with this big open area here. You're going to see a bunch of volatile blossoms here. You're going to see some volatile blossoms up here, and you're going to see some volatile blossoms up here. Ideally, you want to have someone run around and kill all these volatile blossoms. However, some groups also like two people go to the left, and then 3 people go to the right, because there are going to be enemies on these hills right here. So if you have a strong enough party, usually people split up and kill both sides, and that way you can head to the exit, which is over there. My group's going to be doing it all together on the sides. As you can see, we run around and clear the volatile blossoms first, just to be sure that no one gets screwed by them, and because they're just kind of annoying as well. And from there, we go ahead and start on the left side here, just kill everything. You can use reflects here if you'd like to do so. These are archers, so having reflects in your skill set is very effective. On the other side, the same thing. There are some archers on the other side, so if you have a wall of reflection for Guardian, if you're running Aromancer on Tempest and you want to have some of the from Aftershock a reflect, or from Staff 3 reflect, then you can do that as well. And Guardians and anybody who's taking care of volatile blossoms, just keep on going around and killing them once they respawn, because those are kind of annoying. But from here on, it's pretty much easy. So we're going to go ahead and just fast forward a little bit, because we're just killing things here. Now once you get to here, this is the little underwater tunnel. You want to stick to the right of the underwater tunnel, because you'll be avoiding most of the enemies that are there. So you need to go under the water, and there will be 2 champions on the other side of the area you're trying to get to. There is a legendary worm, and there is a legendary warden. Now, if you want your group to do both the legendary champions, you can bring them to the exact same location. So you can get 2 champion bags. As you can see, we're going to the warden right here, and we're bringing the warden to where the champion worm spawns in the center here. So you can do that if you want to do so. However, some groups will only do the legendary worm. They won't do the warden. They'll just move forward. However, that's completely optional to you. The only thing you want to basically know about this fight is just stay stacked together, heal each other when someone needs healing, res somebody when someone needs resing. But you can pretty much hit both the warden and the worm with any of your skills. You're basically cleaving both of them at the exact same time, and it really isn't too difficult of a fight. You might get a few projectiles from some of the lower level worms, or basically weaker worms from the sides, but they shouldn't do too much damage to you. So we're going to go ahead and skip forward, because here we're just fighting. So let's go ahead and skip forward here. And once you finish that, we're going to be heading over this bridge. This bridge is right across from the worms, who's head over the bridge, and at this point you're going to need to take care of these bubbles here. Now there is a bubble here, there's a bubble here, and there's some more bubbles on the side here. Basically what happens is you cannot enter these bubbles. If you do enter them, once you touch the bubble, you're going to automatically get downed. But you do need to take care of these enemies that are inside these bubbles. So the way you do this is either you can attack from range, you can also give Aegis to yourself and then dodge through them, or you can just basically run through and die and then have someone res you. So as you can see here, I think I tried to do the Aegis trick, but I actually end up failing. So there we go. So as you can see, that's what happens when you just try to go through. You die. However, someone can res you, like I said, and they'll be able to res you then, and you can then be in the bubble, and then you can take care of the champion. Go ahead and move forward a bit. Skip forward here. And alright, this bubble I think I also fail at. As you can see, my Aegis already gets taken from one of the attacks from the archers, so I end up dying again. But as you can see, I get rezzed and I can just easily go in then. But I think this one right here, I actually successfully, there you see, so I put Aegis on myself, and once I put Aegis on, I dodge roll through, and you can successfully get in the bubble without dying. So there are several ways you can get into this bubble if you have Aegis, if you have invulnerability. I think the warrior has a special skill that they can get in with, if I remember correctly. Otherwise, they'll just stay far away, use your range skills, and you should be okay. It's very easy. Just take care of all the enemies in the bubbles here, and you'll be moving on to the next part, which is right here. So once you get to, just trying to get to the right spot here. All right, so once you get to the spot right here, there's going to be enemies on the road. So this road here has wolves that are going to be coming over here. Ideally, you want to wait for the wolves to pass. You could just run while the wolves are there, but essentially your entire group here is going to stealth. If you do have stealth, they're going to give swiftness if you have swiftness, and stability. There's also going to be some volatile blossoms on this road as well. So essentially you want to once again take care of the volatile blossoms. Just use a far range attack or use your guardian staff and stay stealth so you don't get attacked by anything. So as you can see, I'm giving my party swiftness here with staff 3, and then we have, I don't think we're doing stealth here, are we? As you can see, volatile blossoms here. Yeah, we're just using swiftness here and taking care of the blossoms, and there our thief is putting stealth on us, but as you can see, I actually didn't realize he was doing that, so I actually missed out on the stealth. So just be aware that if you're getting stealth, don't use any skills. Try to stay in the little bubble, the stealth bubble, so you can gain the stealth and just go across the bridge here. All you're doing is skipping everything here. There's really no need to kill any of these things because you can easily skip them. They take way too long to kill anyway. Then once you get here, once you pass the bridge, you pause here again, and you'll get some more swiftness and some more stealth because you want to get past the next group of mobs that are right here. And you only need a little bit of stealth. You don't need a huge amount of stealth. All you gotta do is get past them. So as you can see, we stealth right past them. Good to go. And from here on, you want to give stability to your party so they don't get stunned or anything. As you can see, I got knocked down there, but I have stability, so I'm good to go. And from here on, you just keep on running forward. If you have a staff 5 on the guardian, you can put that down as well so they don't chase you. But from here on, I'm just going to fast forward. We're just running through here. There's somebody died, I'm healing. We're just running through, killing the volatile blossoms in our way. Still running through, still running through. And yeah, you just follow the path essentially. It's nothing really too huge here. And you jump down here, you keep running through. And then right here, once you get to this corner, there's going to be 2 bosses here. Now you can sit behind this corner and bring them to the corner, or you can just go in and fight them up close. Ideally though, one of these bosses is going to pierce the ground, and once he pierces the ground, get ready to dodge because that does do a lot of damage. Other than that, if you have stability, if you have some blinds, those can be very useful. They're very effective against this fight. But other than that, it's just staying alive and killing. As you'll see, here we are. There's a bit of dialogue before. I'm just fast forwarding here so it doesn't take too long. We're killing the legendary here. This is the one you gotta watch out when he pierces the ground. But in reality, it's not really that big of a fight. I mean, it's very easy, especially now with elite specializations. All dungeons have gotten easier, really. So once you get into this final part here, this little purple area is gonna fast forward here. There's a giant tree here. When you get to this tree here, you come around the corner here like we just did. And essentially, you want to fight the tree in this area here, behind the tree here in this area. The reason why is because there are going to be turrets that are spawning all around in this area. And these turrets are going to attack you. They're going to spawn when the tree gets to, I believe, is it 75% health? At a certain percentage, the tree will start to spawn turrets and they will attack you. However, if you stand on this side and if you have reflects over here, then the turrets will not be able to attack you. I think if you stand over here, they can't even reach you. So just make sure you have reflects in case they do reach you. Otherwise, stay on this side over here and you should be okay. Make sure everyone stays close to the tree. And the reason why I say close to a tree is because you'll be able to hit the tree in several hit boxes if you stay closer to him, rather than if you stay very far away from him, then you're probably only going to hit 1 or 2 hit boxes. As you can see, we're staying fairly close here. I'm able to hit a lot of different hit boxes and get more damage off at the same time. If you have blinds here, it's really good to have as well. If you have stability here, good to have as well. Other than that, just give might and just kill. Very easy. I'm fast forwarding here because it's just a very long fight of us sitting here and just DPSing constantly. But as you can see, let me head back real quick. The turrets are over there, as you can see right over there, the little yellow names. Those are the ones that will shoot from far away, but as you can see, they can't even reach us from here. I think I actually go up close to one of them so you can see how they look like. Yeah, there they are. So as you can see, they do attack, they do shoot, but you can kill them if you want to kill them, but you don't really need to. So this is the next path. This is path up. Sorry about that. Let me just go back. Let's fast forward here. All right, so up, the exact same thing happens. You know, the volatile blossoms here, so I'm going to fast forward here. Volatile blossoms, you can run passes if you want. Make sure you have stability for this part. Give your party stability. You can use staff 5 on the guardian to make sure they don't chase you. And then once you get up here, people usually stay on top of this rock here waiting for people to get here. But other than that, same exact process. Run around, kill volatile blossoms so your team doesn't have to deal with them. And then kill each of the worms. Kill all 5 worms. Once the 5th worm is gone, you can attack the champion worm. And then when you attack the champion worm, either focus it, or either focus the smaller worms and then focus the champion. But like I said, most groups usually focus the champion and then that's it, they're done. So then when you get to the spider web here, this is the start of path up. So once we break through this spider web here, there's going to be several spiders that spawn here. Now, as you can see, there are several groups of spiders in the next room. Just bring them around the corner here. If you have blinds, blinds are very useful here because there's a lot of spiders, and if you blind a lot of them, you actually save yourself a lot of damage. Now, it's basically just DPS off of here, nothing really special. So just grab the next group of spiders, bring them around the corner, and just continue to DPS them. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward here because one of our guys is just going around the corner, bringing them, and then, you know, the fight starts. Here we go, the last group. There are 3 groups of spiders. He comes around again, he brings them, and he just DPS. Now, this boss right here is a spider boss. This spider has 2 main attacks. One of the attacks is an area of effect attack that basically spits poison out into multiple area of effect rings, and all you gotta do is dodge them or stay where they aren't. Very easy. The other attack the spider has is a spit stream attack, which is basically kind of like the attack that the spider does in Ascalon Catacombs, but a little different. So all you gotta do for that one is just dodge through or kite around it and you should be okay. It's actually a very easy fight. The only problem with this fight is that usually people either don't dodge the circles or they get hit by the spit stream, and then you end up having to revive people, and then you'll be staying still to revive, so then you get hit. So that's really the only problem here. But as long as you kite around the spiders, keep on moving, keep on dodging, this is actually a very easy fight. One little fact, if you do happen to get by the spit stream attack, then you do extra damage. You are poisoned, but you do extra damage. So if you feel like you have a lot of toughness, if you feel like you have a lot of health, if you're a tanky person and you want to get poisoned, that right there, what you just saw, let's head back real quick. That right there, if you get hit by that spit stream, then you'll actually do extra damage. But like I said, it's up to you really. You don't really have to get poisoned because it do damage, but you do more damage. So I'm going to fast forward here because all it really is just dodging through, kiting, and just doing DPS. Nothing really that huge or special. Now this next part, once again, volatile blossoms. Just go ahead and, as you can see, the ranger's taking care of it here in our group. So if you have a ranger who can do it, then go ahead. If you want to have your guardian do it, go ahead. Take care of the volatile blossoms. Just skip everything. There's a lot of skipping here. We're going to be passing through a lot of different things. If you have swiftness, if you have stability, stun breaks, reflects, heals, regen, anything that can get you through a lot of different mobs that can be helpful to you from not getting stunned, from not getting slowed, use it here because there's going to be a lot of things that you're skipping here. As you can see, we're skipping spiders, we're skipping worms. Essentially though, all you want to do is at the bottom of the screen here, you can see we're just following this path down. Just follow the path down to the very bottom and you should be okay until you reach the next boss, which is under this little tunnel here. And here's where you have an option again, whether you want to fight in this room here or whether you want to fight around the corner. So let me pause here real quick. Now these spider eggs that you see here, and this is why many people don't like to fight in this room. The thing is that if you do fight in this room, it's fine. However, this boss here that we're going to be fighting has a knockback. So if you happen to get knocked back into one of these spider eggs, spiders are going to spawn and you're going to have to deal with more enemies. That's why people don't like fighting in this area. Do not run over these spider eggs because you're going to spawn more enemies and it's just going to make everything harder. Instead, bring the boss around the corner to the back here, which is what you're going to see us do, and it'll make it a lot easier. So as you can see, there's some dialogue. We're just waiting here. Let's go and skip forward a bit. Skip a bit more forward. Okay, there it is. So there's the boss. All you gotta do is bring her around the corner here where the rest of my group is. And from here on, it's very simple, very similar to killing those other group of spiders that we had. Just DPS, heal, revive people very quickly. It's actually a very easy fight, and not many people die here. I'm gonna go and fast forward here. As you can see, health goes down pretty fast. For some reason, our group was moving her around a lot. That usually doesn't happen, but as you can see, no one died in our group even so. Very, very easy, very simple. And after that, you just run through here. If you want to run through the eggs, you can, but essentially there's no real point to it. You're going to be running anyway, so. But from here on, you're pretty much almost done again. Just follow the path. It's very linear. There are going to be some volatile blossoms, so just kill the volatile blossoms if you want. You can also stealth past this part. As you can see, we are getting stealthed here. And I think I actually mess up on the stealth. I think I actually accidentally attack. Yeah, I do accidentally attack because I'm a moron. But you usually stealth past here. But as you can see, even I'm not being stealthed, and I'm still making it past here. So it isn't really too difficult. But stealth past here. Once again, stability to help your party not get knocked down. To stun break, and you should be okay. Just run past everything, and hopefully you're able to keep yourself alive. Because if you die here, it can be very difficult to go back and revive you because there's just so many things there. Plus, there's a jump down, so most likely you're going to have to miss out on this next boss fight here. If you stick close to the tree, they'll have a less likely chance to knock you down. So as you can see, we're fighting near the tree here. Very easy, though. It's nothing too crazy. This one is a champion, so very similar to all the other champion boss fights. Nothing really too special about it. And the very last boss is the same, basically the same strategy in the first boss fight. Around the tree in the back of it, so you can hit the tree in multiple hitboxes, so you can do more damage. Also, you want to have reflects up if the turrets end up reaching you and they start attacking you. You usually want to have a reflect somewhere there. And that's pretty much it. I mean, if we fast forward here, as you can see, there's not really much to it. There is a, as you can see, there is a turret right here. There's a turret right here. So usually what you'd want to do is have a reflect wall, maybe like right here, or reflect wall right here. So when the attacks come in like that, they'll actually bounce back off. They'll actually bounce back off like that. So that's kind of what you want to do if you do happen to have a turret spawn very close to you. Other than that, I mean, it's just really either going to kill the turret or just staying here, taking the damage, and hopefully out DPSing the turrets in the tree so you can kill. But pretty much the same as the last fight. We're going to fast forward here. And as you can see, the tree's going down pretty quickly. And he's dead. And that is the end of that path. So that's pretty much both dungeon paths. This is actually a very easy dungeon. I would say this is probably one of the easier dungeons. Easier than Ascalon Catacombs and easier than Codicus' Manor. Only because there's a lot of skipping involved. And because the last tree boss is also very easy. Because if you just stand behind it and avoid the turrets, you can pretty much completely just sit there and DPS all day and easily get a kill. So definitely one of the easier dungeons out of the set. But nonetheless, hopefully you enjoyed the guide. Hopefully you found it helpful. And that's pretty much where the video ends here as well. So like I said, we have plenty of other dungeon guides on the channel. Hopefully I'll try to make the videos for the other dungeons too, so we have a complete list. However, these little videos do take a bit to make because one, I have to get some pretty good runs recorded. Sometimes people don't know how to do dungeons, and with the fact that dungeons aren't as popular anymore nowadays even, it's kind of hard to find really good perfect runs to showcase in a video. And some of the later dungeons I also don't have that well memorized anymore, so I have to practice them a bit more. So I will try my best to get the other dungeon guides out. If you do like the video, go ahead and leave a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Plenty of other Guild Wars 2 content on the channel, like I said. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, anything you're confused about, having trouble with, if you happen to be somebody that runs these dungeons a lot, you want to give suggestions and feedback, go and leave a comment down below. Make sure you read those comments down below. And if you want to check out the Ascalon Catacombs guide, click the annotation here. You want to check out the Caucasus Manor guide, click the annotation here. If you want to subscribe to my other channels or donate $1 to my Patreon page, you can click the 2 annotations here. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching as always. This is GSmaniamsmart, and I'll be back soon. You think? Don't go anywhere.